In my spare time, I like to go running and I like to read. I'm particularly keen on running. When I was a teenager, I was fanatical about reading, but not so much now. I'd love to read almost any genre, fiction or non-fiction. I particularly liked reading science fiction. In fact, it's safe to say that I was crazy about science fiction. I was pretty fanatical about science fiction movies as well. If I go into a bookshop, there's one section I would never dream of going to, the cookery section. That's not because I don't like cooking. In fact, I am a very enthusiastic cook. The reason I can't stand cookbooks and I can't stand reading recipes on the internet is because they go on and on with a big preamble before they actually get to the recipe. There's a lot of waffle about how someone's grandmother used to harvest berries in the forest for a few pages before the author gets to the meat of the matter. What ingredients you need and what you do with them, the actual recipe. I think most of these cookbooks aren't bought for the recipes, they're just coffee table books. Going to the theatre isn't really my kind of thing. I can take it or leave it. I don't really mind the theatre, I certainly don't hate it, but I don't go in for plays. I wouldn't go out of my way to see drama. What I really do mind is opera. I despise opera, and I can't see the point. For me, there is no point. Films, on the other hand, are another matter. If I could go and watch any film right now, I would choose the genre of science fiction, and I would particularly love to see Blade Runner. The original Blade Runner, possibly the director's cut, because there have been so many different versions, it's quite difficult to say which is best. The initial release was a bit of compromise with the voiceover by one of the main characters, which wasn't really the director's vision at the time that the film was being made. In general, I don't like sequels. I much prefer an original work that's not derivative of some success that's come earlier. With books, I'm not so prejudiced against sequels, as often the work is the work of one person, whereas with a film, it's a collaborative artistic creation, and the collaborators making a film together are never identical, and so the artistic vision for the film is not the same. When one author writes a book, even if it's 20 years after the original, the ideas are consistent. If I could take up any new pastime or hobby now, I would go for skydiving or scuba diving. I think I would prefer scuba diving as it's easier to arrange to go on a dive than to get people and an aeroplane together to arrange a parachute jump. When I retire, I might take up gardening, but I'll only grow a few potatoes and some herbs as I'm not very green fingered. What hobbies do you have? Are you keen on adventure sports? Do you go to the gym, go hiking, ski, or play the piano in your spare time?